From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. The struggle for inclusion and diversity continues for the Filipino LGBTQ plus community as the promise of equality remains elusive. Despite the lack of legal protection on the national level, members of the community continue working towards a society accepting them for who they are and what they can contribute. From workplaces to the economy at large, how are they making a difference? The vision of LGBTQ plus excellence in our C-Suite vision. You may know a few colleagues who belong to the LGBTQ plus community, but do they feel welcome and accepted in your organization? We talk about their rights in the workplace with Benjo Benavidez, Labor Undersecretary for the Workers' Welfare and Protection Cluster. Yusek, great to have you with us. As we celebrate Pride Month, are more Filipinos able to express their true sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression, or SOGI, especially in the workplace?
We're seeing a change in culture, the level of inclusivity, or should I say tolerance and acceptance, should be measured by what we see in the workplace now compared to what we saw in the workplaces before. This is indeed strength in number. As we all know, LGBT plus are not few in the workplaces, and the Department of Labor and Employment observes that the level of inclusivity, although environment, is improving over the last few years. And this improving trend will continue as labor laws actually cover all employees. We do not exclude any particular group of workers.
But how is the Labor Department, Yusek, ensuring that this is sustained, that our LGBTQ plus kababayans are protected pending the passage of the SOGI Equality Bill?
All employees, including the LGBT plus, are protected by law. So DOLE will just continue to enforce the law without distinction. We will continue to implement programs and projects without regard to sexual orientation. Because in the Department of Labor and Employment, we see all employees, regardless of status and sexual orientation, as equal before the law.
But Yusek, whether you like it or not, there is still some kind of discrimination. What are the common grievances received by the department from the community? Dress codes, harassment, wage gaps? What kind of problems?
Yeah, that's true. Yes, it is indeed that there is still no specific anti-SOGI discrimination law, but under the law, under the civil code, there are acts that may amount to discrimination. And actually, the civil code defines rights and obligation, which expects everyone to give others his due. Actually, Rico, in the same provision of the labor code, vexing or humiliating another on account of personal condition is an actionable wrong. And this provision holds true even in the places of work. I think it would also help if companies would exercise their management prerogative by adapting or revisiting their policies to expand anti-discriminatory acts in the workplace.
So, given the lack of an actual law and on a company-by-company basis, are there gender sensitivity training initiatives that the Labor Department is asking these companies to implement?
Yes, we do have, especially so that in recent years, we now have, if you recall, the Safe Spaces Act. For the first time, the law recognizes the rights of workers with different sexual orientation. We now have a gender-based sexual harassment, and we implement that, we enforce that in all companies.
And in the workplace, USEC, is the community given equal opportunity to key jobs, particularly in middle management and top management?
Yes, by experience in practice, employees with sexual orientation already occupies position of managerial in nature. They are also inactive partners with other government agencies so that their rights will be promoted not only in the workplaces but also in the communities.
But of course, not all companies in the country practice gender sensitivity and equal opportunity for all. What is your advice, though, to business owners or employers unsure of how they should be accepting or welcoming LGBTQ plus members into their workplaces?
Yeah, that's true. That's why we need to change the culture. We need to change the behavior of employers as well as owners of companies. There is a Supreme Court ruling that reads as statistics never lie. And if the number is the only test, then acceptance is high in workplaces with respect to employees with sexual orientation. But you know, Rico, the true test of acceptance should be the recognition of their contribution in the workplaces in terms of the work they do and the contribution that they share to productivity and peace in the workplace. Marami pong magagaling na mga kababayan tayong may ganong sexual orientation, and we should not only tolerate them, we should not only accept them, we should also recognize their contribution.
Recognize them and welcome them into our workplaces with open arms. Thank you so much for your insights and for this LGBTQ plus Workplace Protection Exchange, Labor Undersecretary Benjo Benavidez. And now here are the week's top business stories. Prices of basic goods rose at a slower pace for the fourth straight month in May as the Philippine Statistics Authority reports an inflation rate of 6.1%. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas cuts the reserve requirement ratio of some banks by as much as 2.5 percentage points effective June 30th. And the United Kingdom launches a trading scheme that sets lower tariffs and simple requirements for some products from the Philippines. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business, does denying LGBTQ plus rights have an impact on the economy? We get the insights of an American economics professor joining us from Massachusetts in the US. And what is it like for a member of the community to have a blue or pink collar job? The Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce joins us straight ahead. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.